Am I the asshole for being disrespectful in my parents' house? I'm 25 staying with my parents for few weeks. My sister 16 doesn't have good relationship with them. They don't talk at all, and if they do, they fight. Yesterday she came home and we were just talking in living room. She said that some man followed her, asked for her number and wouldn't leave her alone, so she threw her drink in his car. Dad overheard that, I guess, and butted in, saying that maybe if she was normal and dressed normal, something like this wouldn't happen. He told Mom too, and they started lecturing her, saying that you never escalate situation like that and you should be nice no matter what. I was sick of it and just told them to shut up. I said that their opinion was completely wrong and no one asked for it. Of course they got mad and pulled up the being disrespectful in their house card in unacceptable card. Now apparently they're expecting me to apologize. Not the asshole. I don't know what's more disrespectful than telling their young vulnerable daughter that she brought being targeted and stalked on herself because she's not normal. Wow. TF. You're a good brother. She's lucky to have you in her corner. Given the sound of things, she needs you to be the asshole on her behalf now and then if it comes down to it. Though let me clarify, I would never recommend doing what she did. She really should not have done that, for her own sake. Not the asshole. That was a terrible response they had to your sister's fairly scary exchange. If you have to stay another while, maybe explain to them where you are coming from. That your generation now realize that unwanted attention from men is scary and dangerous, and the woman's clothing or actions are not to blame. Not the asshole. Thank God their load of garbage isn't the only opinion your sister will hear. Not the asshole. You were right to call out their abhorrent reasoning that it was your sister's fault this creep followed her. This is the same line of thinking that blames sexual assault victims because they had a drink or were wearing something revealing. We all have a responsibility to challenge these abhorrent views. Not the asshole. Your parents were victim blaming your sister. But people are assaulted and followed, and harassed, and stalked, etc. no matter what they are wearing. She could have been wearing a burqa, covered completely from head to toe, and still be harassed. Clothing is not an invitation for harassment. Not the asshole. Do not apologize for sticking up for your sister. They were clearly victim blaming. Good on you, Op. ETA. The fact that they told her to be nice no matter what speaks volumes on their thought process. You're a good brother, and they're nauseating for that. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Good on you. Not the asshole. How she dresses doesn't justify that guy being a creep. I kinda get your mum, cuz there is always that fear that if you're not nice to these guys they'll attack. Have been many cases of this. But saying that might not have been what your mum was implying, I can't tell from the post. But yeah, you stuck up for your sister, she wasn't asking for it. Not the asshole. Good on you for defending your sister. Not the asshole. Your parents fell into the mythology of what a woman wears or does as reason enough to get assaulted. There was a great exposé an artist made, where they posted the cloths women were wearing when they were sexually assaulted, like sweatpants plus hoodie, or a 6-year-old's ballerina outfit. Women are expected to control themselves to placate men who are not expected to control themselves. Women are supposed to ignore or deal with men who are abusing them or invading their personal spaces with a smile and being polite. Well, being polite can get her killed. Your sister would benefit from reading The Gift of Fear, by Gavin de Becker, which details how one should trust that gut feeling, and how best to protect yourself. And if her gut feeling was wrong, well, she can go back and apologize, because she'll be alive and whole to do so. I would say if you're in a position to get your sister out of that house. It doesn't seem like they really care, and it is their way or it's wrong. Solely based on this exchange though, I could be wrong. Not the asshole. Your parents sound like the sort of people who ask, "What was she wearing?" when they hear a woman was raped. Good on you for calling out their bullshit. Not the asshole. They're telling her sister that's acceptable to be treated like an animal, less than, and that she doesn't deserve to be respected. She brought it on herself because she's not normal. That's a toxic mentality to instill in an impressionable teenager, especially a female. They should have had her back, not a complete stranger. Her sister should have had a better reaction than throwing a drink, but seeing how her parents handled this, it's no wonder she has no coping skills for situations like that. I'd suggest being tight with her sister, teaching her coping skills, and encouraging her growth, learning, and self-esteem. I just said, "Oh, hell no," out loud and startled my cats. Your parents are so deeply wrong about this that it makes me wonder what other bullshit they've taught the two of you. Good on you for recognizing that your sister is not at fault and for standing up for her. And especially good on you for knowing what they said is wrong. I'm hoping if your folks teach her any more of this toxic crap you can put a stop to it. Depending on your parents' temperament, it may be better to have chats with your sister in private rather than rocking the boat. You're definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your parents are perpetuating rape culture. What dicks. Not the asshole. That advice could get your sister fucking assaulted and/or killed. You were right to shut that shit down immediately. Obviously you're not. Why would you think that? Not the asshole. I am happy to hear that you are supporting your sister. Apparently your parents don't recognize that these people have no rhyme or reason as to what they do. I've always told parents like this that if they are being disrespectful then maybe their children don't need to be in their home. The majority didn't get the clue and as soon as their children were of age, they left. Now they are all, how could this have happened? They don't even understand that their actions had consequences. Not the asshole. You were right. They were sexist to their minor child. You defended her when she needed defending. Well done. Not the asshole. Thank you for being on your sister's side. Your parents obviously, but your sister too for throwing her drink into a car. That's just shitty and unnecessary. Excuse me, am I reading this right? They seriously blamed her? You should dress normal. Really? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You were standing up for your sister who could have gotten hurt by some creep, and not they expect you to apologize. Wow. I also have brothers with a bigger age gap and a mom that I fought with constantly. For his sake keep being an awesome brother. Clearly she trusts you and clearly doesn't have a good role model from your parents. My brother let me live with him for a bit when it got really bad between my mom and I from one little sister to a big brother. Keep being awesome. This is a strange one to judge, I'd say you're oughta, but reasonably, because you were unfairly disciplined and judged, but on the other side you still could have properly diffused the situation, with discussing your feelings about your opinion. Trust me, I've blasted out at my granddad once, and I got kicked out, and learned how to reasonably diffuse those situations, but I don't know the parents or you well, so I'd apologize and get it out of the way. Not the asshole. We all understand now why your sister doesn't have a good relationship with your parents. Absolutely not the asshole. What they were doing was shaming their underage minor daughter and basically telling her she was asking for it. That toxic mentality needs to go. And as for the disrespecting their house comment, that's just more bullshit they're spouting because they didn't like being corrected in the middle of their lecture. Don't you dare apologize. Calling someone disrespectful is just a tactic to shame people when they're right. NTA, but it might have been a bad idea. Not the asshole. Don't apologize for being a good brother. Instead, at least try to explain to your parents why they are wrong and why they should support your sister instead of discouraging her. Show them this thread and get them involved. Not the asshole. Your parents were victim blaming and teaching your sister she should just accept whatever treatment she receives from men. You're a good brother for helping her see that this was not her fault and that she doesn't have to just sit down, be quiet, and be nice to men who treat her poorly. Not the asshole. Your parents are awful for slut-shaming their 16-year-old daughter after a man followed her with his car though. I've been in the same situation while in jeans and a sweatshirt. Creepy people are creepy regardless of how you dress. They should have been more concerned about her safety than her wardrobe. Not the asshole. 8/10. When a person's kid disrespects the parents, it's just the kid calling the parent out on their bullshit. This is one of those times. Your parents' 16-year-old daughter was being stalked, and your parents blamed it on her. Not the asshole at all. Good in you for calling it their BS. Not the asshole. IDK, where so many parents get the idea that disrespectful is a magic word they can whip out to justify bullying their children. That goes double for parents who think they can still get away with that crap when their kids are in their 20s. Not the asshole. Doing what your parents are advising, that's how you get murdered. The rules are: 1. Fuck politeness. 2. Stay sexy and don't get murdered. I think your parents are being shitty to your sister and your sentiments about that aren't unjustified. That said, there is a proper way to handle them. While it's only temporary, you are staying with your parents at age 25. They aren't obligated to house you, they are extending you a kindness. You owe them a little gratitude. That doesn't mean you aren't allowed to disagree with them, but how would you feel if a guest told you to shut up for expressing your own opinion in your own home? I would feel like serving you up a nice tall glass of get the fuck out if I'm being honest. Respect isn't about agreeing with somebody or supporting them. Learn to disagree with people without disrespecting them. It's a skill you're going to need in life. And yes, you should apologize. Great opportunity to educate your parents, but yes, after you apologize for after all it is their house, then gently show them how current thought has evolved and victim blaming is not a positive way to solve the violence problem. Good luck. Not the asshole. Your parents are 100% wrong and it sucks your parents don't see that victim blaming is never the solution and it doesn't matter what she wears, she should feel safe while she's out and when she's home. Your parents should have asked her if she was okay, and if she would like to contact the police or ask if she remembers the car so they could be on the lookout. Your parents are setting her up for failure, so thank God she has you. Maybe if you tell her to always have your number on speed dial when she's out walking, that will make her feel better. So she knows someone actually cares about her and won't blame her. Don't apologize for siding with your sister and calling them out. You did nothing wrong. Your parents are the ones who need to apologize. Greater than you should be nice no matter what. Creepy guy. I'm going to murder you now. The daughter, if she follows parents' advice, okay thanks. Not the asshole. They were so unbelievably wrong and you were right. Do not apologize. Not the asshole. Their advice will put her in a shallow grave. Call that shit out. Not the asshole. I am glad you stood up for your sister. Their victim blaming is ridiculous. I hope your sister can get herself out of there ASAP. Not the asshole. 100% valid argument, possibly poor execution. Telling someone to shut up won't make them eager to listen to your opinion, it'll make them defensive. Yeah, no. Not the asshole. Don't apologize. Your sister was looking after herself and had the man in the car been on the up and up he would have reported her, or yelled at her, or both. That he didn't indicates that he knew he was in the wrong. Your dad isn't looking out for her best interests. It doesn't matter what she is wearing or not wearing. Nobody has the right to harass another person, particularly a young woman. Your mother should know better. Not the asshole. You're being a great sibling. Not the asshole. Only thing I agree with from your parents' side of things is not escalating things. Not the asshole. The nerve of your dad to blame her for some guy following her and being creepy, sounds extremely sexist. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Do not be nice to strange men following you around. Fuck that. Be a bitch. Be loud. Make a fucking scene. Teaching girls to always be nice is what gets them kidnapped, abused, taken advantage of. Good on you, op. Not the asshole. Hell of a way to find out your parents are rape apologists. I see why your sistit doesn't talk to them.